Hello everyone. So as we all know that NTA has awarded some abnormal marks to certain candidates at some centers because of the 718 and 719 marks which the candidate got with All India rank 68 and 69. This came into limelight. Now after doing certain research regarding the press release of NTA, here is the information of how it happened, why it happened, and third and the most important thing, how it is wrong at multiple level to be implemented for NEET 2024. So give me some time of yours, I'll explain you in detail. So the thing goes here that once we all the people, all the teachers, all the parents have raised the concern, students also raised the concerns on Twitter, on YouTube, everywhere regarding this how 718 and 719 marks can come. Finally, NTA has released the press release in which they have said that they have awarded the marks, grace marks, to certain candidates whose time was not sufficient to complete the examination, and they have done that according to the formula that was accepted by the Supreme Court of India on 13th of June 2018. Now it's very easy, just say the Supreme Court name and run away from the actual cause. Now the problem is they are trying to put all on Supreme Court so that no one can ever put a case again. But they are hiding a lot of facts. They did not mention the court order and all. So I did some research, I searched about it to see that how the normalization marks are coming, how much increase would have happened in the marks of the students, because that much groundwork we can easily do. Based upon that, I have some 3-4 points. I'll be sharing some photographs also here on the screen. You can go through that. Plus in the description box or somewhere I will try to post, or in the Instagram somewhere I will try to post those photographs as well of the court order. So now the issue starts. Number one, what is this order of 13th of June 2018? This order which I have searched on 13th of June 2018, there was no other order available on the Supreme Court website except that one order, which was not for NEET examination, it was for CLAT. Now, CLAT examination is for the entrance into LLB, like law, if you want to do, just like it for MBBS, for medicine we have NEET, for law we have CLAT. And obviously, court, lawyers, all of them are actively involved in the CLAT examination. So whatever the suggestions they give to the bench over there, the lawyers will give any suggestion. Most of the lawyers would also have written some CLAT examination, similar kind of examination to become a lawyer at some point of their time. So they understand the examination pattern quite well. So now the scenario is the discussion was happening amongst the lawyers regarding the law examination. Some suggestions were given. Now what was the exact scenario? CLAT is an examination which is online. That is just like JEE Main. There some problem came in the app that was running or program that was running, because of which logout was happening again and again while writing the examination. So many students did not get sufficient time to write the examination. When I say sufficient time, court even considered 8-9 minutes, also a big amount of time, like properly weightage was given while explanation, you will see in the screenshot as well. And 9 minutes of delay or 9 minutes less time many students have got, they also were awarded the grace marks. Now, Supreme Court asked the lawyers that any suggestion is there multiple times, as they have mentioned in the court orders also, not once, multiple times they asked. To multiple people they asked, if any other suggestion is there, any problem is there in the kind of formula that we are using. So one senior lawyer is there, Mr. V. Giri is the name mentioned. He gave a very simple formula. The formula he has given is that according to whatever the percentage the student have answered by that time, in the given time, if those extra time he would have got, like 10 minutes time wasted due to some reason. Multiple reasons are also mentioned. I don't want to go to those reasons because those unknowingly I mentioned in the previous video also. Even heat they also mentioned. Weather condition they also mentioned. But those are the kind of things we all know are there in the NEET examination. Our main problem is, for example, any student got 10 minutes less to complete the examination. And let's say the examination was of 100 minutes. So someone got 90 minutes. In 90 minutes, he got 90 marks. Simple formula I'm telling you what they have used. In 90 minutes, if he got 90 marks, then in the 100 minutes, he will get 100 marks. Elementary formula. Now I will tell you how this formula cannot be applied. And this is for CLAT examination 2018 they have given. Now all of a sudden NTA woke up. People are complaining about this problem and that problem. And the Supreme Court some cases will happen. So let's find some remedy to it and end up the discussion by releasing the result as fast as possible. Here what the problem came now. I will tell you why such hike of marks have come. Let's say one center is there. I don't know how many centers are there, but at least one center is there. Where this offline examination, less time has been given. It is not possible that less time has been given to only 1 or 2 students. That means less time has been given to multiple students of the same center. Maybe the paper distribution started late, which is every year's NEET problem. In many centers, the paper are distributed late also. Several times it has happened before. People used to raise the voice, but elections were not there, so they were not in such a panic to find a remedy to it. But this time they have done. So let's say they got 1 hour less. I'm taking a big amount of time. Out of 3 or 20 minutes, they got 1 hour less. Now, I am that student. My name is Saurabh Pant. Saurabh is writing the paper. I have written biology. Now biology also there are how many questions? We all know 100 questions are there in biology, 50 are in chemistry, 50 are in physics. So I did 100 questions of biology. Saurabh Pant. Now understand, those who are NEET aspirants, they will understand how stupid this implementation is there without taking the proper guidance from the Supreme Court. Because this NTA has applied. The order of Supreme Court, NTA has applied. No one have done any case regarding this like that. That means this was not given by the court. This is not the order given by the court to apply for this examination. And how this will not be applicable here also I will tell you. So what happened? Biology I have done in, let's say, 1 hour. After that I took 1 more hour. I completed chemistry. And biology and chemistry paper were not that much difficult. And let's say in biology I got 360 out of 360. And in chemistry I got 180 out of 180 by this time. Now physics, 2-3 questions were good. In fact, 2 questions were extremely good. So obviously any candidate would have reached over there by the time physics comes in the ending of the paper. It's very difficult to score with that efficiency. All the NEET aspirant will be knowing very well. We are already tired, plus physics is physics. That's why people do physics at the last generally. But because I got 360 in bio, I got 180 in chemistry, my strike rate is 100 out of 100. That means in 2 hours, in a 3-hour, 20-minute examination, in 2 hours, or let's say 2.5 hours including bubbling, I have completed 360 plus 180 score. That means my strike rate is 100%. Time is sufficient according to what looks on the paper, not in the real life. Biology also 1 hour taken. So physics also 1 hour. Biology 1 hour means 100 question 1 hour taken. So for physics 50 question only na. 30 minutes it should take according to the judgment that has been given. Now for CLAT that is okay. Because in CLAT English will come or quantitative aptitude will come. Quantitative aptitude might take a little more time, but number of questions are not so many. But here 50 questions of physics will be taking more time, more than double the time I should say, as compared to 50 question of biology. But that is not considered in this judgment because this is not about NEET examination, that was about CLAT. They applied here blindly. And I don't know how that NTA can be so blind or so stupid that we think that they think we will not come to know this thing. Now what happened? The candidate who got 360 out of 360 and 180 out of 180 in chemistry in 2 hours, and let's say 1 hour they got less. They left complete physics. They came out of the examination hall. But because they got 100 out of 100 percentage, 100% marks they have got in chemistry and bio, they were awarded 100% marks in physics also. So that means 360 in biology, 180 in chemistry, and physics not attempted. They got less time to write the examination. They got 720 out of 720, and there are many candidates like this, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67 all India rank. All of them are them. Because they are in the same center. NTA have not released this data. But in the Supreme Court order, one more thing they have mentioned. They have mentioned the name of some candidates with their in time, out time. Why? That was online examination. In the judgment also, you can see in the screenshot. In the judgment also, they have mentioned this kind of formula can be used. Now, first problem, I think you all understood already. I'm going to second problem. Now, first problem was the chemistry, biology and physics are not of the same level. And in general, physics is done at the last. If any candidate has done physics in the beginning, that means they would have used 1.5 hours to do physics only. And 1 hour, 1.5 hours, let's say to do chemistry and biology, maybe they were doing at the last. And let's say 30 minutes were there. They could have completed, but they got 30 minutes less. So their strike rate reduced. I think this makes sense to some of you, those who have written, those who are writing the examination on regular basis, those who are senior inter students or this year passing out students, they know very well what happened over there. That if you write biology first and chemistry first, and think about it, out of 100 questions of biology and chemistry, you answer all 100 correct. And let's say 50 questions of physics are left. Let's say there are 100 questions of biology and chemistry, or let's say 150 questions are there, biology, chemistry, you answer all 150 correct. 50 questions of physics are left, and someone give you a chance कि you go out of the examination hall. Whatever the percentage of marks you have got in biology and chemistry, I will give you same percentage in physics. Such a beautiful deal is there, bhai sahab. I will appear for NEET examination myself also, even being MPC student, if this kind of deal is given to me today. I will write physics and chemistry, and bio I will leave. Based upon that, so I will also get AIR1 then. Now, and not one candidate. This has happened in the center, whole center. That means there might be many candidates in the range of, let's say, I am taking on most conservative basis, there are 200 people in the center, most conservative basis. Assuming a small center, 150 to 200 are there. Let's say 150 or 200 students are there. All of them have got the grace marks in physics. Based upon what they have scored in biology. Even more interesting, physics of last year was comparatively easy. This year physics was not that easy. So that means you scored marks in biology and chemistry, the easier subject, and based upon that, in the same exact proportion, without normalizing the paper level of physics, they have awarded the marks in physics to those candidates where the papers were distributed late. Miraculous. Problem number 1. Problem number 2, CLAT examination is online examination. And in the court order, it has been very clearly mentioned. You can see in the screenshot that because in the online, what is the login time and logout time you can measure easily. So till the last second, you can tell ki how much less time the candidate have got. That means if I logged in, there were total 7,200 second examination, they said. Some people login time was 6,647 second also. You can understand how easy it is to monitor the online examination, that how much time actually the candidate got. So let's say 543 seconds are less. So whatever this formula, firstly the formula is not properly applicable for NEET examination, because there are 3 extremely different subjects with extremely different level. I'll tell you also what we can do. Don't worry, don't panic also. There is one way you might get the justice also, because if it happened in 2018, it can happen again. But understand till the end. You have to understand the whole story, because I cannot apply for this. I cannot file the case. I am no one in this whole story. I'm just a teacher who had taught some 1,000 students and all. The person who has written the examination, only they can apply. Who is actually the problem? Who is the person whose actual problem is there? Those who are the NEET aspirant of this year, those who have filled the form, those who have suffered this problem or who are suffering this problem. Even after getting 715, 720, they are not able to get AIIMS Delhi. And if this happens, maybe some 715 students might also be able to enter into AIIMS Delhi. So now, second problem is, in offline examination like NEET, how would you know how much exact time? Because 200 question, 200 minutes. You can understand how fast the student has to solve the question. So even if you are counting 1 minute, you are counting 5 marks. In a paper where 67 students are getting 720 out of 720, 1 minute variation, 1 minute, 10 second variation will give you 5 marks difference. If bubbling not done, 2 second variation can give you 5 marks difference. Because they are to clicking, here you have to bubble also. In separate OMR sheet. It's not like question is there just below that bubbles are there, that you will click and all. No. You have to solve it in another paper in rough page. Then you have to, OMR you will keep separately, so that by mistake some pen ink will not be there. A strike of pen should not come. Then you will take the OMR out and bubble it. It will take minimum 5 to 6 seconds. In that time also, if the paper got collected, then also the student will be suffering. So the monitoring of the time is not possible in the offline. In online, up to last second also the marks were awarded. If someone lost, let's say 10 seconds also, they were also considered in that court order for the grace marks. So here, all the people, those who are there in the center, the first candidate would have got the question paper first, and the last candidate at the last. From first paper, when they got, till the last person got the paper, there must be minimum to minimum 5 to 7 minute difference. Did they consider that? Did they consider that the person sitting on the first bench got the paper 7 or 5 minutes before the candidate sitting in the last bench? So first mistake. Second mistake, it is not possible to monitor the time. So obviously this cannot be applicable in the offline examination. You need to devise another formula. Now the question arises, sir, Supreme Court has given the order So where else can we go? Supreme Court has not given any order regarding NEET examination. They have given the order regarding the CLAT examination. Now coming to the third point, you can see on the screen also I'm sharing. Supreme Court has mentioned that they asked several times for any other method or any problem in this method. I saw this method half an hour, 1 hour back, and I can find thousands of problems in this which I can discuss, but not obviously in this video. I have to make it short. But you can understand, their court has given sufficient time for the people to think or suggest an alternate method. But no one suggested any other method. And understand, the person who would have suggested that method knows about CLAT examination much better than NEET exam. So no expert of NEET was considered. Even the at least paper setter of NTA should have sent. But obviously there was no case. Case will happen after the exam. There was no case filed regarding this thing. Less time was given or etc. etc. Maybe some complaints would have come. And they said, okay, we will settle this and that. I don't know what happened at the background, because transparency to zero. Accountability is zero right now. They are not even telling who are the students, how many students are there. There they have mentioned in the court order 4,000 odd students were there, around 5,000 students were there in the CLAT who suffered. In NEET, how many suffered? You tell na. 100 are there, 200 are there, because if 1,000 are there, then we all will come on the street and fight against you. Why we would not fight? 1,000 people means 5 medical colleges will be spoiled. If 1,000 such people would be there who have got the grace marks and someone was getting 600, suddenly got 720. That means it is so simple. If I got 540 marks in the first 1.5 hour, that means I will get 720 if I got less time. I got 540 marks in, let's say, 1.5 hour. So I have more than 1.5 hour left. So time is sufficient for me according to this mathematical calculation, which is having zero ground reality. Even though physics is left for me, numericals of chemistry will be left for me. Which question number left? Not considered. Just number of question considered in that judgment as well. That is okay for that CLAT examination probably, but not for NEET examination. So if I got 540 out of 540 in the first 1.5 hour and I leave the paper over there because I got lesser time, I will be getting 720 and all India rank 1. I will go to AIIMS Delhi. Just by knowing biology and chemistry and of this level which came in the examination. In this level where the practical chemistry syllabus was in section B, very easy paper was there as compared to last year. Physics, biology and chemistry I am saying. It's not as difficult. It's very easy to score 540 out of 540 there. Main game was after that. But obviously, NTA, the great conducting body, did not consider. So now the thing is, if court was asking of any other alternative method, can we suggest could we have suggested the method if the same thing was in court for NEET examination 2024 also? Yes. One simple method I can tell you for normalization. If you file the case, which you should, especially the candidate who are getting more than 715 or something, and they have any of the connections from law or any political connection also, make sure that you fight for it, because maybe what my calculation says, some 715 candidates will also get into AIIMS Delhi. 67, 720 will not come in that case. One more thing that I will tell you at the last. Suddenly I remember. This I will tell at the last. What is the suggestion? One more thing. They said, because of this, Supreme Court said that year, because of this, if some candidate got same rank, let's say exact marks came, and on the basis of that marks, someone got the, let's say, I'm not talking about NEET condition. If this same thing was applicable for NEET, whole order was applicable for NEET, not only normalization. They have very specifically taken only normalization from the order and forgot the remaining order. And we are defer, we will have no idea. Who will check all these things, right? 15, 16, 17 years old students are there. Who will check? They have underestimated the public of the country, these NTA people. I don't know what they thought. So, now, according to the judgment given at that time, if someone has got admission with, let's say, X marks into, let's say, AIIMS Delhi, I'm applying that to NEET examination so that you understand very easily. And another student by normalization also got X. Then on ad hoc basis, on that or for that year only, the number of seats should be increased in that college to give the admission to this candidate also, so that the candidate who actually got that X marks, 720 out of 720 marks, should not suffer. That is probably the reason that these people whose normalized marks has got to 720, they were given rank 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67 because only 67, 720 out of 720 candidates were there. So they have not considered for these people maybe some other criteria. They have considered that grace mark 720 will be given less importance than the remaining 720. But that was not the court's judgment. Court's judgment was to increase the number of seats. So my suggestion will be that this kind of stupidity should not be allowed here. This 62 to 67, whosoever are the candidate, they should be awarded the normalized marks, but not on the basis of this formula which is not applicable for NEET examination, but based on another formula. So that the candidate who got 715 or maybe 716 or maybe 711, maybe some of those candidates can go into AIIMS Delhi who has actually worked for 2 years for this examination, working on biology also, chemistry also, physics also. So what is that formula? Coming to the third point, what we can suggest in such a scenario, if this same kind of proceedings will be there for NEET 2024 and suggestions will be asked, one of the suggestion I can tell you is that we should match the physics percentile. Percentile means we should be matching how much was the physics marks of, let's say, someone who got 360 out of 360 in biology. Check all the candidate list. It's very easily available. We do this every year in our institute. Every test we do. Ki how many got 360 out of 360. It's very easy to do in the Excel. It will take hardly 1-2 seconds. So, all the candidate who got 360 out of 360. All the candidate who got 180 out of 180 in chemistry. Let's say I got 360 out of 360 in biology and 180 out of 180 in chemistry. All the candidate who got all this 360 plus 180. Check their average marks of physics. How much they got in physics, average marks. That much marks you can award. Even that is not 100% sure criteria, but this is much better than this 1 plus 1 equal to 2 mathematics that has been applied without even thinking about the physics level. So the candidate who scored 360 out of 360, let's say, and 180 out of 180 in chemistry. Another candidate is there. Another candidate got, let's say, 350 out of 350 in biology, and 350 out of 360 in biology and 170 out of 180 in chemistry, let us say. So his marks of physics should be awarded according to the average marks that the physics, because so many candidates are there who got 350, 360, it's very elementary mathematics, 24 lakh candidates are there. And the possibility in biology and the possibility in chemistry is not enough, that you will not be getting more than 5 to 10 people having exactly same marks. So many 24 lakh people are there, na? And how much marks you can get? You can get in biology, minus 102 plus 360, only 460 possibilities are there. Multiply that with the possibilities of chemistry, minus 50 to 180. So around 230 possibilities are there. This much you will multiply, it will never even reach to lakh or 2 lakh or so. So it's very easy to get 5 to 10 candidates easily, and their average marks for physics you can award to such candidate who have got similar marks in physics and in chemistry and biology or any subject. So let's say someone have done 2 hours. Someone got 2 hours. Firstly, monitoring the time is very important. It should be brought in the public. It should be discussed that how this time was calculated. For that also average time should be taken. Not the minimum time got by any candidate or maximum time. Average time should be taken for this if the normalization has to be done. Easiest method would have been to conduct a re-examination, but I'm not in that favor because it will consume a lot of time, and the candidates who decently got good marks, I know many of you will be interested to write the re-exam anyway. Even 720 candidates will be interested now. But still, if a normalization formula can be made and it can be agreed by most of the people, it will save a lot of time of all the candidates. So, it will not cause unnecessary delay in the starting of the medical colleges in time. So, the scenario is, at least the normalization should be done in such a way that the experts of this examination, not us, let's say we are no one. NTA is God. But at least the NTA paper setter should be considered. At least make a number pointer. If biology was a 10 pointer on a scale of 10 for the easiness of the examination, and let's say physics was 5, normalize according to that. That means 315 biology will be corresponding to what in physics, because physics was more difficult. So all these normalizations, and this is not very difficult to do. There are 2 methods which I just now suggested you. So like this method can be discussed in the court, and the best method can be taken into consideration. And the easiest out of that is the method which I just now told you. Someone got 360 in biology, 180 in chemistry. All those candidates who got 360 and 180, For them, physics average you consider and give that much marks. And 100% I can tell you all these candidates will come down to 650, 640 because many candidates of 360 and 180 I know who are getting 660, 665, 670, these kind of marks also. Because physics, they lost the track, many of the candidates. So this is the scenario. So 3 major points in short. Number 1. 718, 719 marks. Also many 720 marks are coming due to normalization. Grace marks has been given because some method NTA used to understand how much time was given less to some candidate, only those candidates who complained, less marks was given. And this kind of complaint used to come every year. But this year they have thought about it and they have given some grace marks abnormally to certain candidates, which have increased 720 scores also. That's why this 62 to 69, this is not, I don't think this is paper leak or something. I think this reason only that all of them were from the same center. Next. And we are unlucky because we will be getting only the list of 720, 715 candidates. We will not get the list of 600 candidates with the similar roll number. Otherwise, it is very easy to get the data. Very easy to get understand how many students were sitting in that center and how many students got awarded the grace marks. Anyway, second problem that came in this is that even if you are awarding the grace marks based upon time they got lesser, how you registered the time, that is one problem. How the time can be registered in the offline examination. Third, biology, chemistry, physics level was not same. Physics is done at the last in general by almost most of the candidates, I should say. So when physics was done at the last and biology and chemistry, they got more percentage of marks, then how can you simply copy the same percentage of marks for physics? There must be another method for finding the for doing the normalization. And third and the last thing is that even though court was asking in 2018 to suggest any other method, the lawyers did not suggest. Maybe there was no better method for CLAT examination. I have less understanding for CLAT. But for NEET, we are suggesting a method of very simple method is that anyone who have got we have the sample space of remaining 24,50,000 candidates, let's say 23,50,000 candidates. Out of that, those who got same marks in biology and chemistry, make a list of those, find the physics average marks, and according to that, award the marks to these candidates who lost the marks in physics due to lack of time. This could have been done. Otherwise, it is highly unfair, highly unfortunate, and this should reach to the right place. And this is the most important thing which we should be discussing at this point of time. Because if this has happened at more than one center, then this is a big scam. Not intentionally, maybe NTA have not done, but this will cost a lot of serious candidates their seat. Maybe this happened in one center, that is maybe 100 to 200 students are there. If this happened in 10 center or 15 center or 20 centers, let's say 20 people applied from different centers. So 20 centers will be getting such kind of grace marks. Maybe 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 AIR might also get affected. Very serious things. Make sure that anyone who is in the connection of any law firm or their parents are lawyer or have any connection with the Supreme Court or High Court also of that area, directly it's better if somehow, I have very less knowledge about the law. So if possible, go to Supreme Court directly. Any help required from our side, let us know. Any suggestions required from our side, let us know, but fight for it because this is something which has to be, and this has to be addressed. This kind of discussion no one is doing. People are creating hype unnecessarily. No one is doing the background work. In YouTube also I have seen unnecessary time pass. How 718 came, paper leak. Arey paper leak does not happen like that, yaar. From beginning onwards, you see all my videos. I'm saying it. I'm having no idea why the marks are like this. There might be something to it which I'm not getting. This is what I have got now. So I'll post the Supreme Court order also in the description box and some images also in the video you might have seen. Okay then, tata, bye bye.